Mic to you, and please identify yourselves. Coach?
Well, our guys prepared really hard this week for this game. We talked about what we wanted to accomplish with this tournament. I'm real proud of them. The whole focus, we watched Ohio State, Michigan State game, and it was as rough a basketball game as I've seen since I've been a coach. And our guys were very, very impressed with Michigan State. And we had 3 goals coming into this. 1 was to stop the 3. 2 was to try and out-rebound them, which is a daunting task. And then 3, we wanted to protect Gorky with our life. We felt that if we could keep Gorky in the game, we could beat them. And everybody had to guard the middle, contain the basketball, and keep Gorky from getting in foul trouble. And he played a brilliant game. Shane played a brilliant game. Can't be proud. These guys are complete warriors. I don't know what Shane was getting disappointed about missing free throws, because without him, we don't win this game. He was a man-child in the second half.
Dennis Dodd, CBSSports.com. Rick, could you give us the Cliff Notes version on how you got Gorgie? I know he was at prep school, but...
Well, we had a young man commit to us named Coleman, and I went to see with Walter McCarty, see him play, and I said to Walt, Walt, I like the big guy better. He said, do you really, Coach? I said, yes, he's just weak. I said, his potential's unbelievable. Good footwork, runs well, he's long. He said, I'll get him, Coach. And so they struck up a very close relationship, Walter and Gorky. And when I first met Gorky, he came in December. He spoke very little English. He came back in February, spoke great English, better than some of the rest of the guys on my team. So kids from Africa are extremely bright. They all speak multiple languages. They're very humble, very hungry. And Gorky was just weak. He came into this country 187 pounds. And it was a tough freshman year, because when I call him in for meetings, he said, it's my goal to make the NBA someday. I said, Gorky, you're going to have to improve a lot, because I've coached 8 years in the NBA. So you're going to have to bear with me. I'm going to drive you like you've never been driven before. And I never forget this. He says, what do you mean by drive? And I said, well, you're going to see. And at the end of his freshman year, I said, he survived. And I said, now we got to, every goal that you said to me, we got to go after it, Gork. We got to get you better. And our whole thing each year, when we have failed this year, it's when Gorky has gone to the bench. And we wanted to protect Gorky with our life tonight, and we did a great job of that.
Questions for Coach Pitino? Let's go over here to the left. Please identify yourself.
Doug Haller with the Arizona Republic. Rick, there was a stretch in the second half. I think you guys were up 6, and Draymond had a pretty good look on a drive in the lane. Gorky blocked it, and then you guys go down and get the lob dunk to Peyton, get the turnover, and all of a sudden it's a 10-point game. Did that stretch stand out to you? Because it seemed like maybe, even though it was a tight game, it turned a little bit in your favor at that point.
You know what our press does a lot of times? It just wears people out. And we really didn't want to trap them. We wanted to run and jump to get to the legs. And for us to have Draymond bring the ball up was great. We said, just turn him, just turn him, just turn him. Because then he won't have as much energy as he would other times. So certain people, we try to create steals, try to trap, try to rotate. Tonight, we just tried to get into our zone, wear them out, and just neutralize the backboard. Because this is a team that's +8. And our guys, we felt we could win, but when they watched the Ohio State game, I immediately felt very uncomfortable showing that at the end, because we watched the whole game, because they were so strong and tough that I immediately showed them the Indiana game at IU, so they realized that Michigan State, because that was a great basketball game, and we immediately had to get their confidence going again, and we talked about all the things we wanted to do, and our guys, we knew this game was going to be low scoring, because they are the second, we're both tied for the second best field goal defense in the nation, and the defense usually doesn't break. It's the offense that does.
To the left, Coach.
It's John Walters from The Daily. 2 questions about Gorgie. 1, played 40 minutes. Was that the plan going in? And 2, at this stage of your career, having coached NBA players. How satisfying is it for you to coach someone that hungry to improve their life?
Well, I saw Kim Doheny from the NBA office, who I knew from my NBA days, and she goes over there a lot. I said, Kim, can you get me any more Africans? Whatever you do, just tell me where they are. I'll go over there. I don't care. Congo, Senegal, wherever it is, I'll go. I just love Gorky so much because, look, we're not a humble society, athletes today. The Africans are so humble. They're so hungry. And it's just so much fun coaching him because it's a throwback. This team reminds me so much of my '87 Providence team because they're so humble and so hungry. You know, I got a bunch of texts going into this. It's our 25th anniversary. And the guys give, Coach, is Miami on? I gave them their choice of New Orleans, Miami, or the Kentucky Derby to celebrate our 25th reunion. And they took Miami. So they all texted me, are we still on for the date? And I said, let me just check with Billy the Kid. And then we're on. And I told my team before the game tonight that here it is 25 years, and it's still like they're my best friends in life. I said, you're 2 games away from having a 25th reunion yourself. And nobody ever forgets a Final Four team. So that was our speech before the game.
To the left, Coach, second row.
Vince Marotta from ArizonaSports.com. Coach, when Gorgie made the 3, you were both ear-to-ear smiles. Did you say anything to him at that point, or was that just an unspoken moment between coach and player?
About a week ago in practice, after it was over, he kept shooting threes. I said, looks pretty good, Gork. He said, next year I'm shooting a lot of threes. I said, no problem as long as you make them. So when he made it, I said, I thought it was next year. And he just smiled, and it was great. He said, you know, I tell all the guys, you're open, shoot it. I think that has a lot to do with Jared Swapshire, who's not shooting a high percentage, Peyton Siva. You know, we're not the greatest offensive basket shooting team, but we shot 52% in the second half against a great team.
Any more questions for Coach Pitino?
Thank you.
Coach, thank you.